Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, and we have co-host Don Smyle.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Heart Mooresville here on WSIC. We are excited today.
Yes, we are. We have some special guests today. We actually have a full house.
We do have a full house.
So our guests for segment 1 and 2, for a couple segments, then we're going to have somebody else join us. We have the wonderful gentlemen Roland Yarborough and Jeremy Yarborough from Bushcraft Barbecue.
Yeah, and I asked them earlier why they didn't bring samples.
I know.
Because, I mean, there is never a bad time to chew on a piece of barbecue.
I'd eat barbecue for breakfast.
I'd eat it right now.
So where is it, gentlemen?
Well, we don't have it. We don't have it cooked yet. So, in fact, we're going to buy some food today to.
Well, our address is 750 West Iredale Avenue.
Send barbecue.
He's actually lying. There's biscuits back there. Just kidding.
No, wait.
Oh my gosh, I'm heartbroken.
Joe, we're gonna have to stop the show. It's brisket break. Brisket break.
Oh no, but all jokes aside, you all have some great barbecue and.
Well, thank you.
And it's apparently award-winning.
It is.
They won the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue, correct?
They are the trophy holders for the 2024 Bands, Brews, and Barbecue competition. So
we're very thankful for that.
Where do you keep your award? Is it in the toilet?
No, our award is actually on our food truck, and we do put it out on our shelf.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's like a great calling card, right?
Everywhere we set up, he's always putting that trophy right there on the shelf.
That's the only contest we've entered at this juncture, so we're pretty thankful to have won that.
So you're 1-1, batting 100.
We're batting 1,000. Right?
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, we're going to get into talking all about Bushcraft Barbecue here after the break. But before we do, we like to just keep our listeners informed about what's going on in the area for our In the News segment.
Uh-oh. Cue that music, Joe.
So there are obviously continued efforts going on to mitigate the damage caused by Hurricane Helene, which, just completely devastated many of our Western North Carolina towns. One of the things I think, some of us may not be thinking about are the animals that are affected by this. Not only humans, and I think the death toll is like 95 now is the latest, which is absolutely horrible. And, that's not something that we experience a lot. You think hurricanes, you think the coast, Florida, but it can happen right here. But one of the stories that I found I thought was just really heartwarming was a lot of our Lake Norman animal rescue agencies are banding together to help. Piedmont Animal Rescue is actually sending boots on the ground to Western North Carolina cities. They've rescued 10 puppies just last week. They are really trying to make sure that animals have a place to go. Chickadee Farms, Hill Farms, which is in Statesville, who rescues many horses. Has been helping to temporarily house dogs until fosters can be found, and they're also gathering supplies for both livestock and companion animals. Rescue Ranch, which is also local to Iredell County, even before the devastation became clear, they were working with ASAR, which is Animal Search and Rescue and Training Response team, and they are using their location as a base camp, to house animals. And they've also been a donation hub where things can be received. They're packed and then routed to the various destinations that they need to go to. So it's just really nice to see everyone working together to, think about the animals that have also been affected by this.
Yeah, and the Rescue Ranch has been around for quite some time. And that's actually run by Ryan Newman, former NASCAR driver, and his wife. They do a lot of great work, and the NASCAR community in particular has really banded together. That's nothing new for anybody who's been around racing. They know the community feel that NASCAR has, but we see stories of Greg Biffle, a former NASCAR driver who's using his own helicopter to fly in and out of Western North Carolina to deliver supplies and rescue people. He was actually the honorary starter at this weekend's Roval race in Charlotte, and was honored for his contributions and what he's been doing unselfishly. And so, it is nice to see the efforts, not only from a human perspective, but for the animals as well, and people who love animals. Animals really don't have the ability to help themselves in those situations. When the land disappears under their feet, and things are as devastated as they are up there. So a big shout out to every one of these organizations for what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it's great. And if you want to donate to any of these organizations, you can always go to their websites, Facebook pages. Of course, Piedmont Animal Rescue is piedmontanimalrescue.com, and then rescueranch.com to learn more about what they're doing and to, to help the cause if you feel motivated.
Yeah, it's interesting. As I was driving here this morning, I noticed that there was a truck on 150 set up, a big semi, that was asking for donations. So there is no lack of opportunity to contribute and to help. And so if you don't know, just Google what's in your area, because it's a state, multi-state effort.
Right.
So there are plenty of opportunities.
And, I do just give the disclaimer too to make sure you vet the organizations too, because unfortunately we live in an age where there are scammers out there, and just make sure that you're giving to a reputable agency, Samaritan's Purse, something like that, and make sure it's verified before you do that.
Yeah, and if you happen to be on the Parks and Rec page or the Arts and Events page, we will not ask you for that there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have our share of scammers, and we don't want you to fall victim to those while thinking that we're doing something. Specifically that. Obviously, the town is involved in relief efforts. So if you're interested in contributing, go to the town webpage and learn more.
We can direct you to one of those verified organizations. Also, want to give a shout out for North Carolina Music Hall of Fame happening this week. The induction ceremony will be this Thursday, the 17th, at the Charles Mack Citizen Center. So we are inducting some new North Carolina legacies into the Music Hall of Fame.
And I think you might be heavily involved in that, Christine. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got a little part in that.
Are you going to walk the red carpet?
Oh, yeah. Anywhere there's a red carpet, I got to walk it, No, it's going to be a fun night. But it's 6 to 10. Tickets are still on sale. NorthCarolinaMusicHallOfFame.org. You can go get your tickets. They're $100. It sounds like a lot, but when you think about what's included, it's a 4-course meal that's included, and performances by some of North Carolina's biggest artists, including Petey Pablo, Merge Records. We'll have some artists there. I mean, it's pretty big night. Yeah,
speaking of red carpets, I had the pleasure to attend the Normie Awards last week, where the Mooresville Golf Club was nominated and won for Best Public Golf Course, 6th year in a row. And they had a red carpet, and they asked everyone who won to walk the red carpet, and they were going to give a prize for the best dance or the best walk, I guess, the best walk up the red carpet.
Was it like model strut?
And so Don may or may not have done something on the red carpet.
Please
but
tell.
I'm pretty sure there's no video record of it. But it turns out we were the first award. And so I had to set the tone for everybody else to shoot for.
That's an important job.
So I did my best walk the catwalk, impression as I was going down the red carpet.
Can you give us a demonstration?
That'd be a negative, Bob.
That
pattern is full. But it was fun. We had a good time. It was all in good fun, and everybody there, obviously award winning. And I want a big shout out to Luke Stemke, the general manager of the golf course.
Multi-award winning,
and his team, because they obviously do a fantastic job to be 6 years in a row. So we'll be right back here on Heart Mooresville on WSIC.
As local as Mooresville. Christine Patterson and Don Smyle host Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, that cooler fall air has arrived, and we'll just be downright chilly, really, for much of the rest of the work week. Plenty of sunshine. High temperatures only getting into the mid-60s for this afternoon. We go back down to around 40 tonight. A couple of spots could even dip into the upper 30s around the outlying spots and farms, and low 60s for the rest of the work week. A couple of nights could even dip into the upper 30s, and a little bit of patchy frost on some of the farms. That's your forecast. The WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Serenity Now Massage Therapy.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Lost Worlds Brewing Company in Cornelius presents their Sunday Fun Day on October 20th. Fleetwood Mac tribute band The Chain and Untethered Soul with frontman Nick Prestia take the stage for a day of live music. Lost Worlds Brewing is ready to welcome a big crowd to their back parking lot with a concert stage and sound system from Waves Entertainment. Lost Worlds off West Catawba Avenue in Cornelius presents Sunday Fun Day with an outdoor concert on October 20th. Monthly trivia with the WSIC gang is back at Micaiah's in Mooresville on October 22nd. Join us at Micaiah's off exit 33 from I-77 for Halloween-themed trivia on Tuesday night, October 22nd at 8 p.m. Trivia winners will receive a family 4-pack of tickets to the Renaissance Festival. Have some October spooky season fun with WSIC on-air hosts and try to win Renfest tickets with Halloween trivia Tuesday, October 22nd at Micaiah's in Mooresville. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals on the 6th of November through the 9th. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series in a title-deciding 4-day showcase of on-track action, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single-day and 4-day ticket packages and camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track on the 6th of November through the 9th. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back, Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. Jousting, knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons, oh my! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. Don't miss it!
I Heart Mooresville. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. Sorry, New York. 105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Local starts here.
You do not want to know the conversations we have in break. I'm just telling you right now. Welcome back to Heart Mooresville on WSIC. I'm your host, Don Smyle, along with the ever-fabulous and effervescent co-host, Christine Patterson.
Oh, thank you.
So, we are here talking with the Yarboroughs, who happen to be award-winning barbecue artists. And so let's start with Roland. So tell us a little bit about, we'll get into the whole award-winning part because Christine will, I'm sure, want to talk about that, given that it happened at one of our favorite events. Mm-hmm. But tell us a little bit about your evolution into the barbecue space.
Well, this all started decades and decades ago. My father, who was just the best guy in the world. He was my hero, my best friend, my mentor. And I can't talk about that much because I'll start crying right around here. But his name was R.L. Yarborough. And back in the late 1950s, he came up with this vinegar pepper barbecue marinade. And every year, it became a family tradition. Every year on Christmas Eve day, we'd build a little pit out of concrete blocks behind our house. And we had a burn barrel. A lot of the barbecue guys know what a burn barrel is. And the coals would drop in the bottom of the barrel, and we would take those coals and sprinkle them in the pit. And we had a whole hog, about 100-pound hog on top of the pit. We'd cover it. And I can't replicate my dad's barbecue, though. And there's one reason why I can't. He had a secret. And if anybody's out there and you're a barbecue aficionado, let me just tell you, if you can find this, it imparts a completely unique flavor to your barbecue. And it's wood that's called blackjack oak. And it's hard to come by, and you have to know where to find it. You have to know what it looks like. It's pretty rare, but he would only use that. And we would barbecue the pig. We did it 1 hour for every 10 pounds. So a 100-pound hog would be 10 hours on the pit. And then we'd turn him over, and he'd make that vinegar-based sauce, and he'd put all kinds of other stuff in it and get it boiling in a pot. And we'd tear all the meat up and just slather him in that vinegar sauce and let him roast on the pit. And we'd take the whole hog inside, put him on the table. And, of course, my mom and my 2 sisters had made all these sides, which are the same recipes that we use on the food truck now.
Wow.
The baked beans are my sister Lenora's. We lost her in 2008. The mac and cheese is kind of like my sister Marilyn's. I've kind of co-opted that for myself. The banana pudding is my mom's. And so all of the my mom Vera,
it's family tradition.
Yeah,
it is a family
affair.
So blackjack oak, is that like specific to North Carolina? Is it to the East Coast? Where do you find it? What is?
It's all east of the Mississippi, and you can find it in selected little pockets. I think it grows well in swampy areas, and it never gets much bigger than your thigh, maybe a little bit bigger than your thigh. It's a scrubby little oak, and I think it has
Well, it depends on how big your thigh is.
Yeah, it's easy to say for a Viking son over here. Yeah. I think it has lobed leaves and real dark bark, but when you cleave it, the wood on the inside is almost as yellow as a banana. It's really unique wood, and it gives a certain smoke flavor to the meat that I can't replicate with anything else.
I have to look that up because I've never heard of blackjack oak, but that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So growing up with that tradition that he had with his father, he obviously put that in our house too.
Sure.
So I grew up the same way he grew up with the barbecue every Christmas Eve day. And it started getting bigger. People around the community and people from the church and several places started gathering with us every Christmas day, so that it turned from one 100-pound hog to two 200-pound hogs.
Wow.
And it ended up being a 17, 18-hour smoke. And we're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning to start this whole event.
50 or 60 people in our house.
Yeah, and I think the record was, I think we had like 70-something people in our house. For the pig night, and that's what everybody called it, was pig night.
Pig night.
Yep.
So it turned into pig night, and that became a big party every year. It was an annual thing, and of course, me and my buddies, they would always come over, and we kind of lived in the rural area. We had bow and arrows and BB guns, and we were just going to town doing all the fun boy shenanigans,
That
So-
sounds awesome. Now, do you still do it?
We haven't done pig night like that in a while, but we've done it in some pretty extreme environments. We lived in New Mexico for about 4 years, and people think of New Mexico, they'll think of the desert, but there are also a lot of mountain ranges in New Mexico, and we lived at one point at about 8,000 feet elevation. And I remember the first year I was there, it snowed 2.5 feet deep, and that snow stayed on the ground for 6 months.
Wow.
And so one morning, it was Christmas Eve, and we were going to do the pig, and it was 5 below zero. And we were having to chop the ice out off the dirt, because as soon as you put coals on ice, it melts and puts the coals out.
Right.
So I had to put a piece of metal in there. It got complicated, but we made it happen. We did the barbecue. So we did the family thing for years, even after Daddy had passed away. We lost Dad in 2012, and it was just devastating, but we still do. And so it's his barbecue pork. I do the brisket's my thing. I've done that, and the red sauce we serve with that's what we won the contest for, was the brisket. But the pork is very unique with that vinegar based sauce.
Now, was
on
that voted on by the fans?
It was. It was the people that actually.
Right.
Well, no, actually, it was the. I'm sorry. Last year it was. This year it was actually the. It was
the U.S. Olympic
20
bobsled team.
20 or so U.S. Olympians.
Oh,
And-
well, they have discerning taste.
Right. I feel like that's one of the best people that can vote, because they know award winning.
Right.
They know what the top notch
And
is.
most of them don't live here, so barbecue's not germane to them. So
Right.
if they're tasting something and they're like, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing,"
Yeah.
then you got to give a thumbs up.
The elite
right?
voting on the elite, right?
Yeah.
So I love how this started, that, family recipes. So how did this kind of, pig night turn into a truck for you all?
Well, I was a pastor in several different places for about 40 years. And the last church I was pastoring was in Georgia, and I just kind of felt released from that. And so we moved up to Statesville because Jeremy and his wife and grandkids had moved up here. And my other daughter, Kristen, and her husband, her kids had moved up here, not together intentionally, just happened to move up here and live less than 2 miles apart.
Wow.
And I thought, well, we got a chance for everybody to live together, so I'm
Sure.
going to go ahead and resign from the church, and we're going to move up there, and we'll be with our kids.
Yeah.
And we had to find a way to make a living, because I wasn't pastoring at the time, and still am not. Although I'm still ordained, and I may get back to it at some point. But right now, I decided, man, what am I good at? I'm good at barbecue. And I every time I do it, I can remember my dad. So let me just start a barbecue food truck. So
That's
I did.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, my sister and her husband moved up here 6 years before me and my wife moved up here. And each of the moves was a company relocation. So my brother-in-law, Jonathan, his company moved him up here, and then my company moved me up here. And then he was like, well, if all y'all and my grandkids and everybody's in Statesville, I guess we'll see you in Statesville.
And it's actually a family business too, because my Kristen, my daughter, she does all of my social media, and she takes care of that part of the business. And my wife, Donna, she sometimes helps with the food truck and prepping things and getting things ready. So we have the whole family's wrapped up in it. It's a lot of fun.
So what should people look for on the side of your truck? When are they going to know it's you? Name, what does it look like, all that?
It's a big red food trailer, and it's got a round black logo with a couple of logs and a fire, and it just says Bushcraft BBQ.
Okay.
Yeah. Gather around the fire is
gather around the fire underneath it. You can't miss it. Big giant red, and it's got a big smoker on the back, and we usually have a plume of smoke going out of that, and a pack of people walking up to it like zombies.
Yeah. Yes, I smell it.
Yes.
No, I will say that if it was voted on by everyone that came, outcome would have been the same, because we heard such great feedback about this truck. It's amazing barbecue. You're definitely going to come back by popular demand.
Sounds like we need to have you guys come to One Mooresville Center and set up in the parking lot one day and just feed the entire building.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Hey, we can do that. Don't
I
tell
know
me
people.
I'll do it.
I know people.
You know a guy, huh?
I do.
Yeah, we'd be glad to do that.
No, we appreciate you participating. We appreciate all of our vendors. We would have loved, when we first started the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival, we wanted to do a barbecue competition, but we realized that we were not ready for a barbecue competition, because these things are really involved.
They are.
To be a qualifying competition, to go to like the state, or national championships. I mean, you really have to. These people are cooking for like 24-hour, all day, and to have the space to be able to do that, it's a lot. But one day we would love to have a barbecue competition, just because there are so many great people like you that have these family recipes, that have been doing this for so long. I think it would be amazing for this area.
Yeah, there are a lot of great barbecue food trucks and restaurants in the area, not just ours. There are a lot of them, and they all have unique takes on different dishes, and some of them serve dishes that we don't, and we serve things they don't, and it's just great to go travel around and try the different barbecue and appreciate all the different flavor textures that are out
everybody's got a little twist here or a spin there, and it's really cool to try to just taste it all.
Well, it's the same with the breweries, right? The craft breweries, and we have so many of those in Mooresville and surrounding areas, and we've had several of them on the show, and everybody has their little nuances and little things that they do to make it different and taste different. And the fun part is the tasting, whether it's barbecue or the beer, right? And so it's just figuring out what you like and, trying new things.
Yeah.
So now, Eastern, Western, quick description. Why? What's the difference?
Yeah, it's the same in North Carolina as it is in South Carolina, because we're from South Carolina. That's where all this happened. But Eastern South Carolina, the Low Country, Williamsburg County, onto the coast, it's all vinegar based. But when you get Western, up toward Columbia and Greenville and that area in South Carolina, everything in South Carolina moves toward like mustard base or a ketchup base. And in North Carolina, it's mostly a ketchup based Western and the vinegar based Eastern.
Okay.
That's what I've been told anyway.
Okay, so we only have about a minute left. So what's your favorite part about doing this?
My favorite part about doing this is spending time with my son.
What about you, son?
Same. Spending time with my dad.
Oh, I love that.
Second to all of the smile on the people's faces when they have the food. That's the only spending time with Dad, and then watching people's reactions trying the food.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right,
us. We're very honored.
We'll be right back with Heart Mooresville.
Be right back with more Heart Mooresville on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, that cooler fall air has arrived, and we'll just be downright chilly, really, for much of the rest of the work week. Plenty of sunshine. High temperatures only getting into the mid-60s for this afternoon. We go back down to around 40 tonight. A couple of spots could even dip into the upper 30s around the outlying spots and farms, and low 60s for the rest of the work week. A couple of nights could even dip into the upper 30s and a little bit of patchy frost on some of the farms. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hi, this is Susan. I'm excited to let you know that Lake Mountain Coffee is now available for private events. Our beautiful historic building with its 360-degree mezzanine has hosted many private parties, catered diners, and even an actual wedding. Please contact Andy at 704-252-1886 for more information. Thank you so much.
If you're a builder and you haven't went to Little Shaver's Wood Shop, you're missing all types of lumber products, hard to find woods and paneling materials that are in stock and ready to help you conquer anything the job throws your way. Locally owned, Little Shaver's Wood Shop has a friendly, knowledgeable staff to get you in, out, and on with your day. Little Shaver's Wood Shop, 3301 Salisbury Highway in Statesville. Little Shaver's Wood Shop, LILshavers.com.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Joshua Dobie, president of North Main Financial Group. At North Main Financial Group, we move to where you need us: investment management, insurance planning, and estate strategies. No two people are the same, so we customize our planning based upon your needs. Reach out to us at northmainfinancial.com. That's northmainfinancial.com.
Looking for a large private room for your next work function? Or maybe you need a place to bring the whole family for a delicious meal? Pomodoros of Mooresville has the perfect space for your crowd. Book your next event at pomodoros.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari said it appears likely that further modest reductions in the Fed's benchmark interest rate will be appropriate in the coming quarters. Kashkari spoke during a conference held by the Central Bank of Argentina. Orange juice futures rose for a second straight day as production in Florida is seen shrinking after Hurricane Milton knocked fruit from branches and left citrus trees lying on the ground. More than 3 million boxes of oranges may have been lost since the powerful storm moved through the key citrus-producing counties last week. And the rapid rise of new weight loss drugs like Wegovy could play a big role in an expected sharp decline in total calorie consumption in this country over the next few years. A report by Impact Analytics estimates a calorie intake decrease of 10 trillion in U.S. adults by 2030. USA Today says it would be the first drop in calorie consumption since the 1960s. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Call now to speak with iHeart Mooresville hosts Christine Patterson and Don Smyle at 844-STUDIO-4. It's iHeart Mooresville on WSIC.
And welcome back to iHeart Mooresville. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, and we have co-host Don Smyle.
Well, today it's iHeart Barbecue.
Yes.
And iHeart Flowers.
I know. It's kind of, well, I kind of call it like a B3 throwback Tuesday, because both of these wonderful people were heavily involved in the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival.
Tell us more, Christine.
Yes. Well, first, I do want to give a shout out for our guest from last segment, the Yarboroughs. You can follow their Facebook page or Instagram at Bushcraft Barbecue. Find out all about where they're going to be next, where the truck's going to be. Shout out for Balloon Fest. They will be at Balloon Fest upcoming.
What a great father and son, and what an amazing story.
Yeah.
How they got into it, and that it's kind of a family thing.
I know. I'm mad I didn't try the sides now, the mac and cheese, because it was like his mother's recipe or sister's recipe. And
I'm not kidding about wanting to have them come to One Mooresville and set up and serve us one day. I'm going to have to talk to people.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So Bushcraft Barbecue, go visit their social media platforms. Our next guests that we have in the studio today, I'm very excited, Carrie and Adam Brawley. Good morning.
Good morning.
And they are returning guests. I think
they
are the first returning guests.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
See, we love you so much.
Ding.
You're back.
Okay.
I mean, when you talk about the Heart of Mooresville, I feel like Brawley Seed Company is the Heart of Mooresville.
Oh, I see what you did there. That was good.
Right?
Yes.
You are quintessential Mooresville. You are what this show is all about. Companies like yours. I want to give a huge shout out for what you all do for Town of Mooresville events. And I think it's something that's starting to catch on because people have come up to us and they're like, where do you get all these plants that are, near the tents? And where do you do this? And we're like, barley seed. And they're like, oh, that's such a good idea. So for our listeners that have never been to a Town of Mooresville event, we realized early on when we started having large events that when it's windy, tents don't stay, signs don't stay. And when we have such a big sponsor presence at these events, we have to have that signage, and there's not a really great way other than, you've got bungee cords and ropes, and it just starts to not get pretty, and presentation is one of the things that we're really big on. And we want the event to feel like a nice atmosphere and look nice when people come. And we realize that plants are great anchors and flowers are pretty, and it just sets the tone. And so we also can kind of help wayfinding and help push people in a direction by lining it with plants. So plants and flowers are a really big part of our event that we use for many purposes. And without being able to partner with Barley Seed, we wouldn't be able to make that happen. So thank you all so much for what you do. But I want to talk. It's fall, which is a big season for you all. I mean, I guess a year round now is really big for you all. But I want to talk about things that you have upcoming, but really before that, how you got into doing what you're doing right now. So how did you start Brawley Seed? What is that story?
Well, when our grandfather, Bill Brawley, got back from World War II, he started selling seed, pretty much like out of a shoebox almost. And then he got really big into seed cleaning. So they would clean Lespedeza and fescue seed. So they'd get the weeds out. Yeah, get the weed seed out. Okay. So they'd sift it. And so they went from, doing like truckloads to railroad car loads. And that was the beginning.
It just happens that there's a railroad track running.
Yeah.
Right
so yeah. My dad always talks about how he pretends he worked real hard when he went down there. I'm sure he was just kind of standing around, but they cleaned a lot of seed, and then they got into a wholesale operation where they sold greenhouse poly and things like that, and heaters for other operations.
So what year did Brawley Seed open?
1946.
Oh, it's been around that long. I knew it was long. I didn't know it was in the 40s. Wow, in Mooresville. And is it the same location?
Originally it was over kind of near First Baptist.
Okay.
So in that area there was a little building he started in, and then I'm not exactly sure what year we went to North Main Street, but it was not like North Main Street is now. That was out in the country.
Right, right.
But it feels like downtown now where we are. So. And
so you worked there as a kid?
Yeah, I've been working there since I was 14, 15. So I won't say how old I am. It's been a while. Yeah. And, my dad still acts like it's my first day there and I don't know anything, but that's okay. So, and Carrie, how long you been there now?
Been almost a decade now. It's almost 10 years. Yeah. I was in tech sales and got laid off. And so during that time, I started working for the company and realized there were all kinds of things that I could do for them and fell in love with it. So
she's really like modernized our place. Not that we're modern, but
just a little.
Well, let me talk about something I'm in love with, which is John Franklin Moore Park. And I know you obviously created that amazing space. And let me just tell you, if you have time, you have to go down to John Franklin Moore Park and just take a walk through there. It is so beautiful, so creative. I did a bunch of Instagram stuff and put it on my Instagram page because it's just so beautiful. So tell us about that experience, what the inspiration is for these displays and how long it takes. And, give people an understanding of this, because basically what happens is people drive by one day and it's not there. They drive by the next day and it's there, right? And they don't think about all the preparation, everything that goes into it. So tell us about that.
So we start somewhat planning for that project probably in July. We'll start planting for it and growing out different plants that we want to use. This year we had one thing envisioned and it didn't work out for us. So that was kind of the baskets with all the like teapots. I was just thinking like what's cozy, what's fall like to me, and I was thinking something cozy, something comfort. And so that's where we came up with all the teapots and teacups that are stuffed in the obelisk and on that shelf that's behind where you can take a beautiful picture. And the wood that's painted all different colors. So that was just kind of the cozy was the inspiration. And
there are things hanging from the tree.
yeah, we've got, those hanging baskets.
I love the baskets. That's what I was gonna say.
growing.
Yeah, probably since April. That's called the
April.
plant's called Silver Falls dichondra. It's just a long, silver flowing plant. Kind of looks almost like a ghost this time of year when it's so long. But the main reason we do that is to get business in the get people in the downtown and visiting these businesses. So we like to provide a photo opportunity for people to bring their family and take a picture, and then go shop around on Main Street and Broad Street and Church Street, and visit all the local businesses. So
yeah, if you're into Instagram, that is like Instagram central.
Oh, yeah.
is John Franklin Moore Park right now. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you see people taking family photos and
Yes.
pictures. It's such a cool
Yes.
area.
It's my favorite project. And I love the spring, but the fall install is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
Just the colors.
How long does that take? So you do the planning, but the physical execution.
This year, we were one person down from what we normally are. So it took about a week to get everything finished. So
Wow.
it takes us a while to get it all down there.
When you all come, I mean, you come out in full force, though. I mean, you got the trucks and y'all are, unloading
Oh,
plants.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's like you're professionals. You're professionals. You got it.
So what happens to all those wonderful plants when you deinstall?
So the downtown commission, they divvy them out and
Okay.
give them to the...
They usually do a post,
Mhm.
and people get to come pick them up if they want them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the general public.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you donate all of this stuff to the public.
In partnership, so
Okay, yeah.
not full donation.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm going to have to know about that because I think I'm going to want one.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And so,
by the time it's
Well-
over, they'll be fading out. But
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Fall for Downtown, check it out. So now this season is also a big workshop season for you all. So tell us about the workshops.
After you,
All
Karen.
right, I'll take
Ladies
it.
first.
So we host in the evenings mostly. Occasionally we'll throw in a Saturday workshop here and there, but mostly we do evening, what we like to call plant craft workshops. So everything that we do has to involve plants of some kind or dried florals and dried goods, something that comes from nature. So we do a fall series and we do a winter holiday series, and the holiday series will be coming out in a couple weeks. They're a lot of fun. We make everything in house and
Nice.
So, for instance, tonight we have a spring surprise workshop where it's a big planter, and up top is a evergreen, like a camellia with pansies around it, and then you plant bulbs underneath everything. So, come April, you have tulips and daffodils springing up.
nice.
So, yeah,
It's a surprise, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
You almost forget. Oh, I did that. Yeah. So, yeah.
I like that. What a fun team building activity too. That's really cool. I think we've done some town team building
yeah,
there.
we
I didn't
have.
get to sign up for the last one, but I definitely have to come to the next one.
I like the surprise idea.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, very cool. And now you said, you're doing all the planting for this. So how do you decide what to carry? I mean, are you constantly adding, different plants, or do you get special requests?
Well, that's the hard part. I mean, so we grow a majority of what we sell. So, we're always taking notes of what's doing good, what's not doing good, and looking at new varieties that come out and talking to our vendors and things like that. So
Okay.
it's there's a lot of trial gardens around the country you can go visit. There's a big one down at Metrolina Gardens that has new varieties. But
Okay. I've seen plants there that I've never even heard of. That's one of the reasons I love going. So we're talking with Carrie and Adam Brawley of Brawley Seed. We'll be right back with more on Heart Mooresville.
As local as Mooresville. Christine Patterson and Don Smyle host Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, that cooler fall air has arrived, and we'll just be downright chilly, really, for much of the rest of the work week. Plenty of sunshine. High temperatures only getting into the mid-60s for this afternoon. We go back down to around 40 tonight. A couple of spots could even dip into the upper 30s around the outlying spots and farms, and low 60s for the rest of the work week. A couple of nights could even dip into the upper 30s and a little bit of patchy frost on some of the farms. That's your forecast. The WSIC Weather Center, our meteorologist, Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Lost Worlds Brewing Company in Cornelius presents their Sunday Fun Day on October 20th. Fleetwood Mac tribute band The Chain and Untethered Soul with frontman Nick Prestia take the stage for a day of live music. Lost Worlds Brewing is ready to welcome a big crowd to their back parking lot with a concert stage and sound system from Waves Entertainment. Lost Worlds off West Catawba Avenue in Cornelius presents Sunday Fun Day with an outdoor concert on October 20th. Monthly trivia with the WSIC gang is back at Micaiah's in Mooresville on October 22nd. Join us at Micaiah's off exit 33 from I-77 for Halloween-themed trivia on Tuesday night, October 22nd at 8 p.m. Trivia winners will receive a family 4-pack of tickets to the Renaissance Festival. Have some October spooky season fun with WSIC on-air hosts and try to win Renfest tickets with Halloween trivia Tuesday, October 22nd at Micaiah's in Mooresville. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals on the 6th of November through the 9th. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series in a title-deciding 4-day showcase of on-track action, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single-day and 4-day ticket packages and camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track on the 6th of November through the 9th. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. Jousting, knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons, oh my! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. Don't miss it!
I Heart Mooresville. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. Sorry, New York. 105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back to I Heart Mooresville here on WSIC. I'm your host, Don Smyle, with alongside Christine Patterson, and we have the pleasure of talking to Carrie and Adam Brawley from the Brawley Seed Company today. And they showed us something during the break that you have to see. So if you go to their Facebook page, which is Brawley Seed Co. and Garden Center, you will see the biggest mom you will have ever seen. And it's big-ass mom season, apparently. So
that's what they call them, really.
So,
it's bigger than the person
it is
holding it.
Ginormous. It's crazy.
Yes, it is bigger than that boy. Who is this? Who is this child holding the
He
mom?
does work for us. That's Vincent.
So
He's not the tallest
Bigger
on
than
staff.
Vincent.
I will say he's not our tallest person on
That's
staff.
still. Go to their Facebook page and check it out. You'll just your eyes will pop. It's crazy cool. All right, so we talked a lot about what's going on in your world, but tell us a little bit about your love for Mooresville and kind of how. Obviously, you put a lot of effort into what you're doing here, and there must be a reason. You've obviously lived here most of your life. I think we talked last time that you kind of went away or came back, maybe. So, talk about Mooresville and the changes you've seen over the years.
Well, we're definitely townies. We spend a lot of our free time in downtown. We visit some of the local, adult beverage stores and things like that, and hang out. And as our friend groups are down there, there's great restaurants, but Mooresville, fastest growing city or suburb in the country, and and there's a little bit of rub with that. That's not the best stuff, but it's also really good because it's just bringing so many people into the area that you wouldn't normally meet. A lot of people from New York and other farther away parts of the country, but we have international friends here from Ukraine and Russia and things like that.
Mhm.
So, Mooresville's a really, really fun place to be right now, and it's growing a lot, and that's a good thing. So,
yeah.
Well, change is inevitable, right? Growth is inevitable. It's how you manage that. And I know the town is actually going through a master plan right now, kind of a strategic plan for what the future of Mooresville will look like. And they're actually asking for input from the community. So you need to go to the Mooresville webpage and see the opportunities to contribute your thoughts about what Mooresville needs, doesn't need, what you want to see it look like in the future, because it is growing, and those decisions now will have obviously significant impact moving forward. So I would ask everybody who has an opinion, who doesn't, in Mooresville to share it because it is important.
Yeah.
And, obviously everybody, you have this divide now, I think, between the old school and the new school when you talk about all the new people that are coming in. But there's always an opportunity for that happy medium. And the thing that I really love about Mooresville is just it has this small town feel with a lot of amenity. And the downtown walking opportunities, and I know that they're looking at green spaces down there and more opportunity, connected trails. There's just so many opportunities for good growth, and so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we thank you for what you're doing. I love that you're kind of helping keep us with that small town feel too. You can go to Brawley Seed Co. and Company. Your Facebook page is Brawley Seed Co. and Garden Center. So that's where, are you Facebook and Instagram?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so you can check them out, see what they have, new stock coming.
Yeah.
And look at the big ass mom.
That's right. No, thank you so much for joining us today. What is going on? Because I feel like there's so much this fall.
Wow. Yes, there's always something going on in Mooresville, and specifically in Parks and Recreation. And actually, I was speaking of the master plan or the strategic plan for the town.
Yeah.
As a department, Parks and Recreation is actually undergoing their master plan. Every 5 to 7 years, we undertake a new master plan, and we ask for the community to give us feedback on what they want to see, what in their parks, what new amenities, what things do we not have that they would like to see. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from the community already. However, that survey is still live and available. So if you go to mooresvillerecreation.org, it's right on the homepage there. You can click on Master Plan and take the link on the survey. It's important feedback for us as a department to kind of know where we need to put our resources moving forward. There's always an opportunity to upgrade parks or improve parks or create new ones. And as well as amenities, there's options on there like an indoor aquatic center and a cricket pitch and all kind of things that the community has brought up. So it's really your opportunity to kind of give your voice for the future. And I said last week on the show, it's very hard for us to really tell individual programs. And so I just would say, please go to mooresvillerecreation.org and click on the activities and programs tab there to see everything that's going on. We have 6 divisions within Parks and Recreation, and there's a lot going on between athletics and recreation and community outreach and the different things that we have under that umbrella. So it's very hard for me to spotlight 1 or 2 or 5 things.
Yes, it's so much.
When we have 150 things going on. So, familiarize yourself with mooresvillerecreation.org. We also have our Facebook page and our Instagram page, so it's a great opportunity to stay up with everything that's going on.
Awesome. Well, to add to that, we have Mooresville events, lots of things happening this fall. You can go to mooresvilleevents.com to find out about all of the festivals, parades, everything happening in Mooresville. We have a big thing coming up. Of course, Veterans Day is approaching on November 11th. Mooresville doesn't just celebrate Veterans Day. Mooresville has a whole week of veterans. It's like Veterans Week, really. So we did just this week announce the schedule for Veterans Day. Mooresville Arts and Events will actually be running Veterans Day this year. So we're going to start kind of helping out with that just to make sure that we're reaching all of Mooresville. So Veterans Week this year will start Monday, November 4th, and it will start off with a POW MIA flag processional. It actually starts at Richard's Coffee Shop. They'll walk down to Town Hall. There'll be a ceremony. Lowe's has donated some POW MIA flags that we'll be giving out. So that's kind of our kickoff to the week. Then November 7th, we'll have a Veterans Day breakfast at the Charles Mack Citizen Center that's hosted by Rotary Club. So we'll honor our veterans at that breakfast. Saturday, November 9th, we have the One Nation Under God Luncheon. This is where all veterans and a +1 can actually drive through and get lunch. It's Big Tiny's that partners with that. It's behind Richard's Coffee Shop, and it's just a drive-through thing. You can stop, get a to-go box. You can have a +1 with you. So that is always a popular activity. Monday, the 11th, Glenwood Park Cemetery, they host a memorial ceremony by the American Legion, I believe. The 11th is actually Veterans Day, and we have a huge parade that we put on this year. After the parade, we're having an after party. So you can stay after the parade for free hot dogs provided by Lowe's. So if you haven't heard, Lowe's actually renovated the Richard's Coffee Shop kitchen, and it's gorgeous now. They basically created, with this little, they had a hot plate, and that's what they served. Now they have this commercial kitchen.
Wow.
It's awesome. Lowe's partnered with tons of their vendors to be able to make that happen. So we're going to do the grand reopening of the kitchen at Richard's Coffee Shop, and we're going to give away free hot dogs. So Arts and Events team will be out there slinging hot dogs with them, and it's going to be a fun time. So stay after the parade this year. And we're going to have the swaggin' wagons out there too this year.
Oh, yeah, those are very popular.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be giving out tons of flags. But Lowe's provided the branch flags this year. So we have flags that are Army, Marines. So they're,
that's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
So come out, get a flag, help us celebrate veterans. And then it just keeps going. I mean, the 14th Wreaths Across America is going to be there. They do a display, and then the blood drive. So there are tons of ways to get involved in Veterans Day this year.
Wow. Well, I had no idea there was that much going on Veterans Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really like 2 weeks.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's really like 2 weeks. I feel like we should just do this all year and just keep it going. It's crazy.
Well, congratulations to you and your team for getting involved. I'm sure it will elevate the experience for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're super excited about it. We hope everyone comes out to celebrate with us. And
if Big Tiny's is listening, I'm coming for lunch.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that segment 1 and 2 just got me in the mood for barbecue.
I know.
I'm just crazy.
I definitely, we're going for barbecue today. And then, of course, after this Thursday, after our North Carolina Music Hall of Fame event, we'll have our concert series. We're getting ready to unveil the indoor Our Town Stage concert series. So stay tuned on MooresvilleEvents.com so you can get your tickets. But Christmas is our next big thing.
Working Fingers Craft Show.
And Working Fingers. Oh my gosh, thank you. We have so many events that I can't even remember them all. Is that crazy?
I just love the Working Fingers Craft Show. It's just a cool way to spend a day. Just wandering around, looking at all these cool crafts and these vendors who make a lot of these things with their hands. And it's just it's a great opportunity for Christmas shopping, but it's also just a cool way to hang out for the day. Lots of fun activities for the kids. There's caricatures, there's music, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
So,
Senior Center, they do food. You can they have a bake sale. You can get chili. It's great day. Thank you for not letting me forget that. A wonderful event. And then Christmas coming up on December 13th, a classic Christmas in downtown Mooresville, which Brawley Seed will have a huge part in. Come see the lighted trees.
Yes.
And our craft, we're even doing more crafters this year. So you'll
awesome.
be decorating all the tents.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to do them all along Main Street. We're kind of expanding the footprint of the event a little bit.
Fun last year.
Yeah,
Loved it.
it is. And I think the problem is it's just we can't get everyone through. And, it's a 4-hour event. There's so much. So, just thinking about some of the logistics of that. But just want to keep improving that for the Mooresville community. And we always have such a great turnout. And I think it's going to snow again.
I was going to say, you're going to make it snow?
I think so.
Okay. Promises?
I heard.
Okay.
I heard it was going to snow.
All right.
I already know the weather forecast. Yeah. So
Christine knows everything.
That's right.
That's why we call her the Mooresville Oracle.
I know it's going to snow on December 13th. Mark my words. All right. Well, thank you both so much for joining us. As we mentioned, you can go to the Facebook page, Brawley Seed Co. and Garden Center website.
BrawleySeed.com.
BrawleySeed.com. All right. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Our first returning guest, and we'll have them back.
That's right. Oh, they'll be back.
They will be back.
All
right.
right.
You guys have a great week. We'll see you next week on Heart Mooresville.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7. WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.